In the first part of this video, we looked at the term codependency. So in today's video, we will be looking at the signs of being a codependent. You're welcome again to my channel. This is Creating with Mary, and I am Mary. If you're new or you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I welcome you and I ask you to kindly click the subscribe button and turn on the notification button so that you're notified. In doing this, you're helping to grow this channel. I do appreciate your support with that. Like the video, that gives feedback to myself and to you too that indeed this video is meaningful for you, and share with some of your friends so that they can get this kind of information that they can act on to improve their lives and become better versions of themselves. So we've looked at codependency as an unhealthy attachment and a relationship that is not healthy. Typically, a healthy relationship, you're able to freely express your needs and your desires. I need this, I want this, without fear of rejection from the other party, without fear that the other person will shut you down or reject you or walk away from you. That's a healthy relationship. Both parties, as many parties as is involved, are freely able to express themselves in a healthy dynamic. And you feel safe. You don't feel anxiety in the process of communicating. You don't even think ahead of time. You know that as soon as you have a need or a desire for something, you express it. You feel safe enough to express your needs, to express how you feel, to express a vision for yourself. In a codependence, that is lacking. Also, in a healthy relationship, you're able to say no, and the other party will respect your no. But in a codependency, when you express no, sometimes the other party will override whatever it is, your boundary that you're expressing. They override it because they are trying to control and manipulate you. In a healthy relationship, you feel seen, you feel heard, and you feel understood. But in codependency, that is lacking. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't care about others. Stating that you're placing the needs of others before yours doesn't show that you honor who you are. But you're able to care for others and meet them at their own needs while still honoring your own self first. Codependency is an energetic driven relationship such that this controlling or manipulative partner in that relationship is seeking to live off the codependent's energy while the codependent has no energy for them. So that's why they feel drained. That's why they feel empty because their life force and life energy is being taken out by the service of that other person or those other people. The sign of codependency typically include putting your own needs at the back burner, totally forgetting that you have needs, and placing the needs of others. It could be parents, it could be children, it could be a spouse, it could be just anybody, placing their needs above before you. That's what you're prioritizing. And you lose sight of who you are. You totally lose yourself. That's self-sacrifice, self-sabotage. Your authentic nature is not able to come true. You've relegated it. I mean, people no longer even view you as a human being. They see you as a servant, someone who is serving their needs. And because of that expectation from those people, it will be very difficult to remove yourself from that dynamics because they feel entitled to the service that you provide. They feel that their needs is more important and you should always serve it. It's a very unhealthy attachment, a very unhealthy dynamics. And this is how many people fall into all manner of issues in their life: depression, anxiety, physical illnesses, feeling that you're stuck, you're going nowhere in your life, feeling empty. Of course, the feeling of emptiness will be there because you are emptying out yourself, pouring out from your cup to serve the other people every single time without even replenishing yourself. Whatever replenishment you manage to gather up is spent immediately for the service of others. So that feeling of emptiness will be there. You feel hopeless. You feel that there is nothing for you in this world. There is no hope for you in this world. Your self-esteem will continue to go in the negative. You can't raise your head up high. You can't accept who you are. You're not authentic. So codependency is real. I remember when all of this played out in my life, in the way I even carried myself. And I saw that happen for my mom. And I told myself that we're not supposed to live like that. No matter what the patriarchal system define as a feminine role, to self-sacrifice up to the point of becoming a doormat, of not being relevant in the world, that is not the life we are created to be. So codependency is an unhealthy psychological condition. Some of these questions you want to ask yourself to know whether you're truly codependent is, do you put the needs of others over and above your own needs? Like your own is down on the floor and the needs of others are here. If the answer is yes, my friend, you're codependent. Aside of the psychological essence of this is energetically driven. You find that most people who are codependent have this unhealthy attachment to someone who would control them, and they are seeking to be controlled because they've given up who they are. So they are seeking to be controlled by this manipulative person. So there's an attraction energetically by a codependent to a controlling and manipulative person. Both personality are at the dependent stage of maturity. They are not independent. They can't act alone. I might quickly say that being financially independent doesn't necessarily mean you are emotionally independent or physically independent. Independence is a growth stage where you come into the fullness of yourself, the fullness of what independence truly means. So if I may have money, but I may be needing the validation and approval of others because I'm not there yet. So I'm dependent on them, even though I'm financially independent. So each person must seek to become independent in themselves so that they be able to dictate the way their life flows, not that they're being controlled by another person. And another sign of codependency is a fear of rejection. If they leave me, my whole world is crumbled. I'll be devastated. If they leave me, there will be nothing to my life. That's the fear of rejection. Much of our lives are dictated by either fear or love. Do not operate your life by fear of rejection of anything. There's a portion of the scripture that says, there is no fear in love, and perfect love casts out fear. That means that whenever you are feeling afraid of either being rejected or feeling that somebody is going to abandon you, that's a negative emotion that you don't want to grow. You must be able to make meaning of your life. That's what independence means. Make meaning of your life before even coming into relationship with another person. Because if you are finding meaning with a relationship with another person, if that person leaves, then you feel as if your life is meaningless. You feel hopeless. You don't want to come into that space. If you're seeing these signs within yourself, know that that is the word codependence, a psychological term to show that you're in an unhealthy attachment, which you must be able to correct. It's a learned behavior. You don't know where your feelings start and when feelings of another person starts. A lot of times, a codependence feeling is dictated by how the spouse is feeling, how the parent is feeling. Your mood is dictated by them. That's a very unhealthy life. And that will cause you to be anxious. You don't know any minute from now they can change how they're feeling. Maybe they were happy at some point and then they suddenly switch to being sad. And it affects you. You immediately have to catch up on that because their needs is what you're focused primarily on. It's not healthy. A codependent will fall sick, or they can't pursue the interests that they have in their own life. They are busy tuning into the needs and wants of those other persons in their lives. They're in a system of calibrating their lives according to the needs and wants of people around them. They are not fully of themselves. Their life is being recalibrated as often as the changes is happening within their external environment. It's an unhealthy attachment style and an unhealthy behavior. And since this was learned in childhood, the good news is that it can be unlearned. Whatever is learned can be unlearned. Albeit you need information, you need the tools and the guidance to be able to unlearn it. And this video is going to do just that. for you to unlearn that, because the unhealthy relationship is affecting your relationship with other people even, and your well-being is being affected. And as a codependent, you want to come into full independence within your life, which is why you should also look at the previous video we did about achieving personal independence in yourself. Many of the videos, self-development, will help you come into your fullness of self, your true version of yourself, and the best version of yourself. In the next video, we'll be looking at some of the causes of this behavior and how to overcome it, how to unlearn it. You don't want to miss that video. So until the next video, I'll see you. Thank you so much for watching.